This is a controller battle, actually.
Can best one another here. Leshy's probably looking to take this wall. All right, he's going to break into the building now, get that high ground over his opponent. Astonis just waiting, not making a sound here. Take Leshy into a trap play. Let's see. He's going to fall for it. Will he make a mistake? And that's really what it is, right, Colton?
Yeah, it is. When players are on that stage here in the audience, the crowd, everyone cheering, there's obviously going to be that added pressure. We talked with a few of the players before the game started today. The number one thing that I think everyone brought up to me was just the volume, the sheer presence of where we are. And some of them even went as far as to say, yeah, I don't think I'm going to look up at all. I think I'm just going to focus on the screen. That's what I know. No reason for me to try and go voting on anything else, right? Sometimes the moment can take you away.
You can see both points of POVs right here, both points of views.
Yeah.
They're looking to take any walls that they can just to gain control, have a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, this is basically like the Fortnite equivalent of an arm wrestling match right now. Maybe for some of our parents who are joining us here for the first time, haven't watched Fortnite before, they're really just struggling to try and get positioning over the other player. That is the struggle that they're wrestling with here. Again, worked out well with that.
All right, Lesh this time has decided to commit. He is now down face to face. There's nowhere. Astonis confronted. He goes into it.
Oh,
lands the two-shot. And that's the little tactic right there. If there's a ramp in front of the wall, you have to recognize you are in big danger because there's a nifty little trick to get you in that box.
Another one of my favorite players here. You got Legend Ian. He's going to be in a fight right now. On the side, loses the high ground. Oh, man. That is rough. Legend Ian not having the best games at this point in time.
Pizza's placed 8th on average when he qualified in the online opens. On average, across every game he loaded into. That's very high for placement. And now he's picking up elims. Unfortunately, like we said here, Legendian just not really connecting the dots today, but it's not yet the only athlete for this competition here.
There's Lechi who has to get out of there. Whew, that could have been very dangerous, but gets an elimination on Kinstar. A massive elim here for Lechi, who's sitting right now at 2 elims currently in this battle at Neo Tilted.
Representing for all the controller players across the world, Lechi, dangerous. It's going to be a huge upset right there.
And you just get close range with a player like Lechi. You have that little bit of the ability to just L-trigger. You're going to have, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, L-trigger, low, whatever. But the reality is, right, you got the full use of your arm. They have the use of your thumbs. But when you push in for there, you just don't want to box with them inside of that. It's very rough to deal with.
Maybe Ruck said it best, you know, just the age difference. Leshy's 15, you know, could just be a little fast and kid star here.
Yeah, I know. When I was 15, I was nowhere near as good as he was with a controller. So, and I competed for a very long time. Got through here. Moment. Get ownership of the wall. That player doesn't engage above him. Here's that movement all around. You also get an eye on the bottom right of your screen. You can see the mini map where players are going to be located. The player we're typically on is going to be that white triangle, but that blue triangle, that other player goes right in for the fight, is going to knock down the shield just a little bit there. He's going to have minis to be able to top that back up.
This is very intense here, but
yeah. Yep. Shockwave. Yeah, you don't want to go for that fight. Shockwaves are so important. Players saving them for that late game. And in some cases, they'll just use it, disengage. You don't want to take a fight. There's no reason for you to do so. A lot of players playing cautiously, as they should, with what's on the line here. But Crew, oh, he marches forward. That's number 2 for Crew.
You can see the excitement there. Nice little smirking grin on his face. He throws a peace sign to the crowd when he takes that player Lucky right out. This Happy Hamlet area is so dangerous to rotate through. You have players like Mr. Savage. Now we see Left Eye and Kurtz. Left Eye was responsible, again, for a big upset in the last game, taking out the likes of some huge names towards the end game. But Kurtz here with a heavy sniper. Can he open up a base here and follow up with that infantry rifle? So he's coming up, he's getting his little peek on right here.
I think Ninja yesterday had talked about the infantry rifle, how good that weapon is, and it truly means the accuracy that you get out of it is absurd. It's something that if you can pick it up and you know how to use it, you'll be deadly out there in the field, which he has done a lot of times, Ninja, which is why he likes that weapon so much. I would understand why a lot of our players will go for that as well. When you have the option to, why not? If you got that comfortability with it. Then you got Left Eye. 2 eliminations currently. Has 2 shockwave nades.
And you know, you gotta give some respect to Left Eye, who completely left his previous job 6 months ago to fully focus in on competitive Fortnite. And he found himself at the Fortnite World Cup stage. I don't think it gets any better than that. That is a dream story here.
Yeah, in competitive gaming, you take those risks if you want it so badly. If you want it more than you have to breathe, you just go for that moment. You never know what's gonna happen. This could very well be a lot of the people in this arena necessary playing on that stage. Encourage to say that they have the budget, so I'm just going along with what he said. You know.
All right, but here we have
Tfue.
Tfue playing his classic high ground center map, more or less. He does have a lead for the next zone.
Movement options for him, which in the last game he had the shadow bombs. Didn't really pan out for him because King, very thirsty, went for just all the water he could possibly get out of that one. And I say he certainly was quenched in his thirst. But then Tfue now, sometimes you're flying and then you just become a magnet, and that is unfortunate.
It's Clarity G who picks up Tfue, unfortunately, right there with one wall open from behind him.
That's
not
so
placed
difficult.
down, unfortunately.
That's so difficult. There are times you fly into the sky and then the entire server just looks right at you.
It's all about timing in Fortnite here, but that's the risk you take. So now looking at Link here. Link putting some pressure up above. Remember, Storm Surge is in effect in this game, so you have to be hyperactive. You have to be proactive for seeking for damage. But when you commit to battle, you are more than likely going to have to finish that battle. Here we have Robabs. Kind of looking up. He's in that edit though. He's ready to open it up. I think he's going to trade fire as soon as Link goes for the shot. Now they're both, they're both playing that little mind game right here. Who's going to go first now?
Blue circle, now active.
This is what we like to call a shambles loadout, as Link doesn't have much loot.
No, doesn't have much loot, doesn't have much HP either. He's going to have to try again in the next game. Robabs does manage to get the better. Oh man, this is intense. Now we're at 62 players remaining. Some players taking fights, others really just focusing on staying alive, staying in this one to the placement points.
That's right, and now we have Leshy back with Leshy. We saw him in Neo Tilted. Taking out the likes of Keemstar, Astonish in these 1v1 battles. Clearly not afraid to jump in your box. And oh man, with a loadout like this, 6 shockwaves, 3 launch pads, all the ammunition in the world, and zone favor right now. He is looking very good in game 3 right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of builds. He's got tons of stuff to work with. No reason why Leshy can't make it to that end game. This is going to be interesting. Controller player. Let's not forget yesterday, Wolfie's controller player did in 2nd place in the Fortnite World Cup Duos competition, along with his teammate Rojo. Here's Lechido applying the pressure. With that shockwave nade, he gets right on top of a nice spot, nice position, kind of planning himself. Understanding the player's going to be around there, but now all these players looking right at him as he just has to play defense. No choice. Gets tagged up a little bit, loses some of his shields. He'll be okay for the time being.
The amount of players you're seeing on the stage that he showed, his to that angle right there, and everyone just collapsed on him. That is so scary. And it's still coming in, but he's fending himself off, punishing another player onto the east side right there. He's Leshy. He can figure out that he just tried to make a move on him. Spell disaster.
Evilmare doesn't have much to work with regarding health, right? He's sitting in just above half HP. Down low on the flooring. There's Class. Good loadout as far as weaponry is concerned. Also has that glider with the HP. Bomb or something like that rather than exposing yourself. This is another play from earlier on. No Storm Surge active currently, and we are in live. Apologies there.
So he's sitting on 2 ballers here. You see one here. He knows his opponent's gonna have to go for one, but I guess a little bit of scouting here is gonna realize someone's waiting, baiting all of the loot as well.
Also off screen, Leshy did take out Evilmare. You mentioned that before, Monster. Ended up happening. And then Storm now. 65 HP. Where is this player that went in for the fight?
Wakey right nearby. Storm and Wakey are sitting now in the zone here. Biding time here. Wakey, 3 eliminations, tied up for the most elims in the game so far. You have Wakey, Leshy, and Aspect, all at 3 eliminations so far.
Just under 50 players remaining in game number 3. Players have boxed up. They want to play this game. Wait for anyone to make a mistake. It's going to be hard, but players like Dubs, they're going to do it. Because thus far, it is not well for the favorites here.
The shot unfortunately could not connect. It looks like Larry's going to pick up 4 gaming there instead. Dubs, we saw in the previous game, do that baller all the way to the end game.
Yep.
Really playing slow and methodical here. You can't stand still. Dubs has definitely found himself a target nearby.
You see some, I think they're just looking at each other. They know exactly what's going on. The circle's going to be closing down now. We're going to find out where the next one is. As the players start to prioritize communication movement. Dubs does have a baller. Has been the strategy. Didn't get the ball pretty much all the way until the end there. Got the run out of it. But it did bring him to a 2nd place finish. Another top 3 finish for top 5, top 3, maybe even a victory royale, right? But ideally that,
Trying to catch him right there. You saw that?
Wild.
You wanted to put him in the box for a second there and take it.
Grabbed him right there. Player will have no idea what to do at that moment.
It's actually pretty interesting as well because Class is desperate right now for an Elam. He has to really feed off of a siphon. He doesn't have any other way to heal. Even taking the safety edits, making doorways so that he doesn't expose himself even for the slightest bit.
84 builds left for Class. Here. And the Storm. Now the Storm's starting to push. Look at Lechi. Still going for shots as players are moving about. I think I saw a player get right in his face. He did pop that shadow bomb. Now we're going to game 1 winner, Booga. He's got 420 damage in this match. Hasn't taken a single shot. 1 elimination for him right now. As now the action feed begins to fall. You see so many names getting eliminated one by one. Bizzle out of this one. That was from Lecce, who's having one heck of a game. They have some big names.
It is really going down right here. You can just kind of breathe in this overhead view right here.
Man.
Bella EU doesn't even realize he has the ground right now. Clarity G just nearby as well. Bugga as the upper layers in this end game, just trying to avoid that lower ground congestion.
Yeah.
All these players are just slammed in the middle right here. And then Greta gets the high ground. We haven't seen much of Greta so far. But you gotta be careful. Those shockwaves will really sting and take that placement from you.
Yeah, playing low so far. Managed to maintain the high ground. Also, went outside of the storm to regain some of those builds. On the right side of your screen, you got Bugga and Lecce. A great game that he's managed to put together with 5 eliminations. Will be your game winner. Maybe looking to get a second board. How massive will that be for your current first place player?
Lecce just put the elimination now. He is really popping off right here.
Hoodjay too, a big player there, and a big connection for him. Lots of builds to work with. Bugga does get another one. That's Kinzel.
Right through the trap he goes. Bugga, one of the superior box fighters in the Fortnite competitive scene right now.
Lecce went up for the high ground. If you see it on the left side, he went high ground. He does get possession of it, but ends up getting hit there by Entreda and finally eliminated. But what a run Lecce had in this game. Finally comes to a conclusion when he went for high ground. Now it's Bugga again with 11 players remaining. We're about to get into the top 10 here, Monster.
We saw he does get taken out right there. Unfortunately, it's Peter Pan who takes him out with 6 eliminations. Peter Pan, the dark horse right now. He's going to get wiped out here too, but it's still a great game. Wakey, we saw leading in eliminations at one point, is still popping off as well.
Skype's in this one as well. Maybe. Give credit to Riversand. Second place finish for him there. Had the high ground, had the explodes, but it was Dubs who managed to get the better of Riversand. And look at this unfold right here. Riversand had the Rockets looking right at Dubs, and Dubs just needed to play defense. Riversand had no more builds to work with, and Dubs recognized he had the high ground. He just needed to go in there for the clothesline, and he nails it with that green pump.
That is the name of the game. You cannot miss your shots when you fully commit. Dubs and Mega sitting side by side. What a better player to have nearby you. Arguably probably his best friend right here in the competition.
Hey man, that was nuts. What a game from Dubs. And what a journey he's had. 4-time qualified. We know that he is a unit when it comes to solos. Finally getting that win. So second place in game 2. Game 3 gets first place. He has to be feeling very good about that.
That is the kind of performance he was looking for, and it must feel good to finally solidify a victory over the course of the weekend.
Yeah, it's like it's just a load off your shoulders, man. Honestly, because I've been talking to him quite a bit. He's like, I just want to get this win. Now with that, Dubs goes up to third place. At the top, though, Skype, he managed to make it to the end game, as well as Bugga. So, are 3 winners, 1, 2, and 3, in the order of which they took the victory. One was Booga, game 2 was Knight, and game 3 was Dub. 19 points, 1 point shy of taking second, and Booga, way to hold on to that positioning at the top of the mountain.
King is still here too, as is Psalm, as is Commandment. They've all been in the running, but that was a great fight to see the West and the East clash in those final moments.
I love it, man. I love it. Another, we look here at 11th through 20th, Epic Whale, Fwexy, and Pizza all get up in the standings here, as well as Left Eye and Wakey. Oh, what a game that was. Game 3 did not disappoint, but I did get word that we have Dub standing by with Jordan Fisher to get us that win.
A massive, massive victory royale for Dubs here, a definite crowd favorite. A lot of people really excited to see you play today. 2 games in a row, 1v1 situations. Obviously, you're playing for placement here, and we're seeing this action happen in real time. Your baller maneuverability, you're staying in the baller for so long, obviously helped you win that right there at the end. Yo, the Rockets are coming down on you hard. What are you thinking in this moment? You're trying to get high ground. What's going on?
Last game, I was just purely playing for placement and try to hold out in the ball, and it worked.
Obviously, we got that victory. Okay, going into these next matches, you're sitting in a pretty great position right now, if I do say so myself. What are you thinking of strategy going into this right now?
I'm just going to keep trying to play consistent, and I should be good.
Golden Boy, Monster D-Face, it's feeling amazing down here. How's it feeling up there?
I think the feeling's mutual, my friend, because these have been excellent games. I love duos, right? You and I have talked about it all the time, right? We love passing duos. But there's just something special about when it's just you, the game, the close competition, the way Battle Royale was meant. Dare I say, to quote Dr. Lupo, the ultimate Battle Royale experience.
There's just no in solos. There's no, buddy there, no battle buddy to come pick you up when you get dropped, when you get sniped for making an error. You cannot make a mistake. And we saw this sign earlier today. The Dr. Lupo is not.
He's not old.
Hey, dad fam out there.
He's just a little elderly. That's all. As am I. So, what a game that was. And I understand, though, we actually have Cam standing by with a special announcement. Sundown, what's up?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Boy and Monster. And while we're here in the midst of the largest Fortnite event in history, you're probably wondering what comes next. Well, as we said before, competitive Fortnite isn't going anywhere. Once Season 9 wraps up and we move into our next season, we'll be debuting the Fortnite Championship Series. This will give players a chance to compete against the best of the best, where every single result matters, with a leaderboard to track results over the course of the season. Follow your favorite players on their quest to become the first season champions with millions of dollars at stake. Now, this is just a taste of what's to come, as we also plan on stepping up our competitive efforts across the board. So, keep your eyes peeled for more news as we root on your favorite competitors in the back half of the matches. Golden Boy, Monster, back to you, gentlemen.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't even know that was coming. That was pretty dope. Fortnite Championship too.
Can I just say, did you hear that? Every placement matters. Wait, is this something you guys have been wanting or something like that?
Oh, this is awesome stuff there. It's obviously not going to stop, and we're glad that that is the case. But focusing on what's at hand right now, Fortnite World Cup Finals here in New York City, and just a reset here. I'm Golden Boy along with Monster D-Face, and this has been quite the day. 3 games so far, did not disappoint. Game 1, we ended up seeing a huge victory from Booga, who managed to pull it away in glorious fashion. And this night, number 2, outliving, outpositioning himself, got his redemption, and picked up a Game 3 win just like there's
trying to get a little bit more aggressive, opting into take that fight over by the greasy lake, and it did not pay off. So he took his lesson. His little spanking, I dare say, right there. He said, all right, you know what? I'm just going to stay away from that guy. You got to respect him on that rotation. He switched it up, and now he's finding himself in endgame. That is the kind of adaptability you have to have as a competitor.
Yeah, it's necessary. 4-time qualified solo player in Dub. What a beat by that. is undisputed. But the next game is going to start up. Game 4 about to begin. New York City, come on, let me hear you. It's about to start. It's about to kick off. These players need your energy. The battle bus is getting loaded. And look at everyone in the stands. What about that Marshmello concert earlier today? Incredible stuff, that live performance from him. You love to see it, but this has been a wild day thus far.
Now the question is, can Bugha, Skype, and Dubs continue to hold their lead? We saw King fall out of the running last game, and it set him back.
That's right.
4 placements.
That's right. That's right. King is going to be someone we have to keep a keen eye on. Not a king, a keen eye on.
Keep a king eye on him, too, because
sure, why not?
a king out there.
He really is, man. You got, I think someone on the Fortnite competitive Reddit said, if you have that name and you take out a player like Tfue, you got to live up to it.
That's
you
right.
You got to live up to it. But there's the standings once again to get you all up to speed. Bugha still holding on to his first place position. Skype and Dubs right behind him. Dubs behind Skype by 1 point only. And this is the spread of the island thus far. Paradise Palms, the players are going to start to land over there a little bit.
Dude, Frosty Flights, what is going on there? I see 7 arrows or so just outside of where Dubs is currently positioned. Dubs, our last match winner, in great fashion. You can see he's playing the crack shot house here, where tons of chests spawn.
I'm also noticing over at the block, I saw another player there. I did not expect that, another body by the block, but he ended up disengaging. All 3 left in as well. They're going to be some of the first to fall.
That's 46 of 68 points were scored in the online opens. Dubs placement strictly, so he definitely knows how to get in game. We already know him as one of the most mechanically gifted players, especially with his skills. They're both qualified, the only teams that are full qualified.
And sitting right next to one another as well, as you saw. Mandela. At the start, Arkrum being eliminated.
Feels bad, man. When friends collide, ouch.
Yeah, that is a rough one. Then you got Nix and Niddle. There. He was each and every week that he played. Everyone in the region, everyone in the Brazil region knows how good Nix is. Player right behind him. Maybe Niddle is going to experience that for himself. Nix does have that life lead here. We'll have that shield advantage. Niddle a little weak on the HP side as well.
So Nix is here to show why he's the first qualified solo and duo player for the Brazilian region. There's only a few players who have being fully qualified, double qualified for the competition here. Nix is one of them.
That move kind of bubble. Niddle does have the high ground. He goes in for the challenge, and that Nix doing it for the region, doing it for Brazil. More cowbell, please.
Nix versus Niddle. Nix comes out on top. He wiggles his finger at the camera and says, no, not today. Stomp Shores is his home here.
I love you, buddy.
No instant karma for him.
No instant karma for him.
Taking a look at Austin. One of our few players representing the Asian region here.
Japan as well, 15 years of age. And a lot of great players from Japan that have won this weekend.
Tons of young competitors. We saw a great performance from Sidno. And in Paradise Palms.
The only players here, so the winner of this one's going to take it all. 7 builds for Lightweight currently. HP, Twins also. Get an opportunity to be able to pop that big potion there. See Kosa. He's going for the big potion pop and does get it. Just going to get a slight advantage in this fight.
Difference is no hesitation here. As Lightweight is going back in and even with the help He just went all the way. He was committed, and he was, you know, hell-bent on getting the win there. But Ghost Issa, we haven't seen any Shifty Shafts action all weekend long. Good to see Ghost Issa here on the main stage, as he deserves as much love as anyone else. What's he going to do? How's he going to represent for himself and his fans?
It's a battle, cross-regional battle here between Moffin and Issa. Moffin from Japan, putting this region on the map, perhaps. Issa, well-known player in the space. Been at this for quite a while. Off screen, you just saw King's name in the action feed against T. Another shot, actually. Issa getting third party. And sometimes when you're in these fights, you just don't expect when another player, they're going to hear the gunfire. So they're going to try and push the fight, maybe get an advantage out of it. And then it's Mega. Mega marches on in and gets the better of Issa. Now he's going to have to deal with Moffin. Does not have that forward quite yet. Moffin's holding it down. Moffin goes in for the fight, but that's going to be another one. Number 2 for the Mega Man.
We wanted some Shifty Shafts action, and we got it right there. They are just, unfortunately, in the warpath of Mega. He lands right outside of this area. Good on him to rotate and catch him off guard. Here's a nice little replay from
the
taking out Teak.
Yeah, the King elimination on Teak. Huge for him.
All right, Unknown Army. We touched up on him in his pass earlier today. At one point, he was actually somewhat shunned out of the competitive Discord for being too aggressive. But did he know that was the perfect way to find himself here at the World Cup stage? Because it's all about pushing players
Have their opinion and strong opinions on within the competitive community.
I'll tell you this, he came right back to being everyone's, you know, favorite friend all of a sudden.
This is a competitive game that is still continuing to evolve and grow. One of the other eliminations that happened earlier on. Look at this, Pika jumping forward, finds one in front. That's the third party, and this player now having to look at Pika, but that's nasty. Pika made him pay.
Pika ordered a quick 2-piece chicken nugget, and Aqua's out of it. It's so
deep fried.
Aqua's really been struggling so far in the competition. Now, mean they had such a huge day yesterday, but jumping in with Xavier.
Huge performance from Zane yesterday, but unfortunately for him, not going to be in game 4. Jay, elimination is on to one of Fortnite's Zane. The fight continues against Dracon.
Artillery struck right here, and Dracon's is going to have to back up here. So Jay is going to get a moment of peace. This is in the lowest level. He doesn't have to first. Dracon's trying to access me from the middle. That's his move, respectively, if he can snatch it really quickly. But no, he's more focused on this battle right now.
And
that's a code as well.
And Dracon's here from the Brazilian region, so there's just aggression. That's what they do. They'll go after the fights, and they want to get in your face. They don't care. They don't care what region you're from.
Absolutely loving the rhythm right now. He's really messing with the cadence of his axes, but he's going to get punished. And now he's the one who's on the defense right here as he backs up and takes the